Okay, good morning and welcome to another edition of the 4010. What we're doing here is we are removing the engine. Really not a huge job to do. It's just a lot of little bits and pieces and stuff. It's cold, as you can see by the way my father's dressed over there. He's off out of the way of the heater. It hasn't been super cold here the last couple days, but when we were pulling this engine apart, it was just raw, cold, windy, nasty weather. So I'd like to actually talk about the video that I did yesterday. Yep, yesterday. A lot of guys were really, upset that we were playing with that propane tank that way, which I found to be rather funny because that propane tank, there's no way in hell that it would ever explode. It just can't happen. The reason it can't happen is, well, it's not that it couldn't happen, it just isn't going to happen. The worst thing about playing with propane like that, if you're going to play around with it, is if you panic. Now, I had never done this before, but I did kind of have an idea as to what was going to happen. And, so I was like, well, okay. So he wanted to do it, and that was just the way it was going to go, and sometimes you just got to let kids learn for themselves. Tim is 21 years old. 22 years old, not 21, he's 22. But I've had all kinds of comments on this thing. Good ones, bad ones, and for the most part, if you're a farm kid, you did stuff. I mean, you went out and you shot squirrels in trees, you rolled flaming tires down hillsides and then had to dance on the leaves to put them out. And how would I know this? Well, because I've done it, along with a lot of other people, I'm sure. The people that are bitching about what I did, what Timothy did, or me filming this, I mean, I even had someone tell me that they reported me. Reported me to who, for what, and why. I mean, what, the local authorities are going to come onto the private property and tell me that I can't play with a propane tank? Well, that's just asinine. Yeah, at least Tim doesn't have to shave for a while. That is true. He won't. Well, that's not true. Tim grows hair quite rapidly. Let's see. Called the Gas Man's Haircut. I thought that was pretty funny. Here's a guy. Now, here's a guy that sounds a little bit like me. Actually, a little bit like my friend Danny. And he said, I was goofing around with black powder when I was 15, burned the living hell out of my hand, like nearly welded my fingers together, burnt. I soon figured out what to do and not to do. No tree stump was safe. That was, that's about what we did. I mean, we went down in the woods with gunpowder, we made pipe bombs, we blew shit up. The best one was when I evacuated all the water out of a pond with a pipe bomb. But that was like 30 years ago, so the statute of limitations is long since passed. And now if you say pipe bomb, it's such a dirty word, they throw you in jail because, God forbid you have a little bit of fun. And the funny thing was that we took our lives into our own hands, and we didn't blame anybody but ourselves when we got hurt, not like a lot of these libtard morons that are complaining that I was going to, kill somebody and, all this stuff. A propane tank will not explode, and I may demonstrate that yet today. I don't know. I'm probably going to take that propane tank down in the field, light a road flare, and shoot a hole into it, and you can watch it explode. It won't explode. Even after the gas is completely out of the tank, it will not explode. All it's going to do is vent the gas, make a big fireball, and go out. And that will be the end of it. And it's raining today, so I may just do that. But, that's just the way it is. I just can't believe there's one guy, he says he's a retired firefighter, and I'm lucky that it didn't blow the can up. Well, I've stood next to fires, next to houses with propane tanks, and they're just venting. And when they're done venting, guess what, Skippy? The fire goes out. That's it. Once the gas is out of the tank, it's done. It is completely done. I have never seen a propane tank explode. Now, a few years back, there was a gas company about 2 miles away from us. It was Hunterdon Industrial Gas. You can look that up on Google. And that burned. it blew up. I mean, those bottles were acetylene and oxygen. They had no vent on them, so they can't vent. They had to go somewhere. And when they boiled over, they did explode and go all different directions. And somewhere I have a video of that, and I'm going to try and get that footage so I can put it up on YouTube here at some point in my life. I have a lot of old VHS videos from when I was much, much younger, when my kids were little and stuff. My ex-wife is in there, but I'll cut her out. Actually, I don't have to cut her out because, you know what, it doesn't matter. She's not that person anymore. I don't even think she would recognize herself. I'm glad I could make some of you laugh with yesterday's video. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I laughed so hard I almost passed out. And literally, I'm not joking, I almost passed out because it was funny. Somebody asked me if I could do a day in the life on the farm, and I can. I'm pretty sure that one of these days I will have the attention span of a sloth instead of a squirrel, and I will be able to film little bits and pieces of every single thing that I do in a day, like from waking up, taking a shower, shaving my face, to maybe wiping my ass and then going to bed, when the day is done. I don't know. It would be kind of fun to do that, but, I'd spare you the ass wiping and other things, but, yeah. Let's see, what else was here? I feel like the only way Wes, in order hands-free teach Tim, is to let him do his thing. This gives Wes the ability to witness Tim's behavior, therefore keep a careful eye on him, more so than on Cody when at work. If you know what I mean. Heck, I'll maybe not be in a place to judge, and maybe in the best place, as it takes one to know one. I used to get in all kinds of crazy stuff. It was funny. But I think I made more people laugh on this video than I did make them cry. But the crybabies, go back to crying over Hillary Clinton's loss. I mean, that's the best that you can do. I'm sorry. I got video or comments that are for review. What is this? Hey Wes, a story about me. Here's somebody sent me a link. I'm going to look. Hold on here. Anyways, I guess that's it for today. And, please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Tomorrow I will be pulling the sleeves out of this engine.